Nation's #1 DJ, DJ Rockwell.
Yo, this is Apocalypse, the lyrical warner, hip-hop revelator. And you rockin' with the nation's #1 DJ, DJ Rockwell, you understand me?
Everybody, once again, we are in the building. Peace be unto you, peace be unto you. Assalamu alaikum, welcome. This is DJ Rockwell, the nation's #1 DJ, host of the Rockwell Radio Show. It is time to get it on. We want everybody to go ahead and do what we do every time on Saturday at 7 p.m. We want everyone to help us spread this show. How do we do that? By following 3 simple rules. We ask everybody to hit the like and share button. We ask everyone to tag somebody. And last but not least, if you're new to the Rockwell Radio Show, we ask everyone to go ahead and subscribe to the show on YouTube. Welcome. As you come in the room, let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what city you represent. Let us know what mosque you're watching from, what church you represent. And if you are a martial artist, let us know what your belt level is. If you're a green belt, if you're a yellow belt, if you're a white belt. David, such thing as a green belt? Okay. If you're a black belt, if you're a 3rd degree, we want to know who's in the building. So again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in. Spread the word. My name is Brother Vaughn Muhammad, aka DJ Rockwell. We're here every Saturday at 7 p.m. live, and what the Rockwell Radio Show is all about. In case you never tuned in, me and my brother Big Dave, what we do, we decided, why not combine the 2 things that changed our life? Why not combine the 2 things that moved us forward? Why not combine the 2 things that really changed our perspective? We were both raised in hip hop culture. And as you know, we're celebrating Hip Hop 50. We were both raised in the golden era of hip hop. Hey, Nisi, we were both raised in the time of music that was causing an evolution, a social change in Black America, and has now impacted the world. And then we discovered the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Oh my God. And when we added that particular aspect to our lives, we decided, why not take this great body of teachings and this great music and cultural background and come up with a podcast that will keep people talking for days and days about using these 2 tools to change and save the world. That's what the Rockwell Radio Show is all about. And that's what we do every Saturday at 7 p.m. Spread the word. But today is going to be special because I get to talk to some beautiful young people about the upcoming 28th anniversary of the International Training Conference happening in Chicago. And my goodness, if you tuned in, let me know if you tuned in the week before last and caught the episode with our big brother, Grandmaster Abdul Aziz and Brother Calvin. I tell you what, let me give this round of applause for them. That was an absolutely outstanding episode, outstanding conversation. And what's most beautiful is their why, what motivates them. And this is why we're here today, is to continue the conversation. Matter of fact, I'll say this. When brother came on the air, the first thing I asked him is, where are the young people at? Where Medina and them at? I don't see them. Y'all by yourself. Okay, we'll talk to you anyway. So brother said, why don't you give them a call? Why don't we set something up and bring them on and just talk to them? And I was more than elated to do so. So let me also say, Big David, tell the people, I want to give every one of you a big round of applause because of you. We just are celebrating our first 1,000 subs. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you. So again, if you're new here, if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe today. And Dave, once again, they can go ahead and follow the 3 rules. Like and share. That like really helps us. Tag somebody, let them know that the Rockwell Radio Show is on live right now. And subscribe. Let's go to work now, Dave. Now, my show normally appeals to people in my age bracket. I ain't gonna say how old that is. Well, y'all, yeah. But I want to take this show in particularly to reach out and uplift this generation. And when I saw what Brother GM has been doing by putting our young people forward, by uplifting them and empowering them, and that part is important, to empower young people with position, with authority, and trust their decision making. I love the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan and Brother GM for many, many reasons. But one of the main reasons is because of what I just mentioned. They're constantly and consistently placing their faith and their trust in the youth to take leadership roles. And with the international conference, that is exactly what Brother GM has done. For now 28 years, there have been great conferences, workshops, speakers, and did you know that a lot of them are led, planned, and arranged by young people? We're going to meet some of the organizers of who does that. Who are the people behind the I.T.C Youth Division? Who are they? What do they do? What is their role? What is their responsibility? And I titled this particular show, that tomorrow's leaders aren't waiting on tomorrow. I am so proud of what they've been able to accomplish. So what we're about to do, Big Dave, is just show the people a quick clip of a question I asked them about what they learn at the I.T.C every year and why they should go and why you should go. Before we get started, I want you all to watch this. In the clip that we just watched, the narrator said that this training prepares, quote, the body and mind to see a threat before it happens. Please, and you all have said that you've been in this training for quite a while now, since some of you were even children. Please share with us some of the things that you've learned that can prepare you all for these emergency situations that we're finding ourselves in.
A lot of our people don't even know what's happening in the world, so they're not even mentally prepared to even think to prepare. So when you come to the training conference, you are made aware of what's happening in the world, and then you're given the proper tools, the different workshops we have. We have How to Live workshops, which of course prepares the body, and once you start eating right, it starts preparing the mind. Then we have other workshops. We have job security workshops, we have law workshops, we have mental health workshops, we have trade workshops, we have all types of different workshops that prepare us as people to be secure in our lifestyles, be secure financially, mentally, physically, all of that.
Sometimes we don't even understand what's going on to even notice the signs. That's one of the main things I have learned, knowing exactly what's going on so I can kind of see how it happens before it happens, so I can know those signs. Also, we do a lot of workshops as far as mental health, so that prepares our mind and our spirit as well.
Let's meet them. Let's see them again. They were here exactly almost to the day a year ago. Let's meet these beautiful people. But first, let us meet the coordinator of the I.T.C Youth Division. She is the backbone of these young people to encourage them, to guide them, to lead them. She's been appointed to keep it all together and push them forward to make sure that the I.T.C is a success every year for the youth division. Please welcome for the first time to the Rockwell Radio Show, my sister and yours, the coordinator of the I.T.C Youth Division, Sister Lisa R. Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum, dear sister.
Walaikum salam, Brother DJ Rockwell. How are you?
Wonderful. Well, by God's permission, thank you for joining us and thank you for all that you do.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you for having us.
Now, let's bring in some of these other young geniuses that are helping Brother GM do this every year. This sister was in the segment you just saw. This sister serves as the co-chairperson and one of the workshop moderators. She has been a core help to Brother GM and an inspiration to young people all across the nation by her willingness to serve and help put on the I.T.C every year. Please welcome back to the Rockwell Radio Show, my little sister, Sister Medina Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum. Praise be to Allah. Thank you for having me.
Wa alaikum salam, Nisi. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Now, let's get into it now. We got one more brother to bring. And I tell you what, before we bring him on, let me tell y'all what else is going to happen later on in the show. We've got later on in the show, we're not just talking to the planners. We're not just talking to the minds. We're also we're going to be talking to some of the brilliant entertainment and also contributors later on in the show. Don't go away because we'll be talking to my sister and yours, the great performer, MC, and hip hop artist, Sister Akila Nahana is going to be here with us tonight later on in the show. Don't miss that. Don't turn away. And also, if you've never seen it before, we'll bring him back to the Rockwell Radio Show tonight. Big Dave C does the news. If you've never seen that, you're in for a treat. So we need everybody to go ahead and hit that like button, hit that share button, subscribe with us, tag somebody, because right now we're talking to the International Training Conference Youth Division. Now, this young soldier I want to bring in now, he wasn't with us last year, but he's here with us this year, and he plays a absolutely key role. This young brother is a co-moderator of one of the most important, I'll say, or at least germane to what I do, workshops. He's going to be the co-moderator of a workshop called, watch this, Dave, Respect the Intellect, the Evolution of a Revolutionary Artist. Woo! That's going to be so cool. Respect the intellect, the evolution of a revolutionary artist. Please welcome for the first time to the Rockwell Radio Show, my little brother, my nephew, Brother Khalik Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, young king. How you doing, brother?
I'm amazing by the grace of Allah. Thank you for having me.
Oh, brother, the honor and pleasure is all mine. And I tell you what we're going to do also later in the show. And I'm talking to, put him in the side for a second, to all the uncles and aunties out there, us old people. We're going to open, right, he put him off the screen. We're going to open up the phone lines later. And we're going to open the phone lines to talk to them. And I want y'all to go off and show love and encourage and go and make over them, because they could be doing anything on that weekend, but they are choosing to serve others. And that we give them a round of applause for. Let's go back to work. Now, let's go to work here. I'm going to start with Sister Lisa. Dear sister, please give us a brief summary. I touched it a little bit, but give us a brief summary of what your role is as the coordinator. What is your function as the I.T.C coordinator?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Great way to start. Praise be to Allah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I bear witness there is no God but Allah who came in the person of Master Father Muhammad. I bear witness the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is the exalted Christ and the honorable minister Louis Farrakhan is our reminder. I thank you again. And I first want to thank Brother Grandmaster Abdul Aziz Muhammad for his vision, for accepting the assignment, what I call the divine assignment given to him by the honorable minister Louis Farrakhan to do the training. And because he accepted that assignment, I was blessed to be able to volunteer with the training conference some years ago. And it was because of his desire to broaden the reach of what was being offered through the training that I'm now able to serve at his pleasure as the coordinator of the youth division, because he wanted to make sure that everybody knew there was something at the training conference for the entire family. As an educator, a mentor, one who was reared in the Nation of Islam, having opportunities. I know that to whom much is given, much is required. And so it has been a pleasure and a joy and a privilege and a wonderful learning experience, because when you work with young people, not only do you learn from them, but you stay young. So, because they keep you moving. So what I do in my capacity, along with a great team of other adult volunteers, is we coordinate the efforts of the youth division. Now, when we say youth division, some people wonder, well, what age does that mean? So we start with age 13, and we technically go up to age 21, but we don't turn people away if they don't fit into those age brackets, because we know your age is really a state of mind. So you may consider yourself young and act old, and vice versa. So what happens is, we come together every year after Brother Grandmaster announces to us the plan for the International Training Conference, what the theme is. Then we go to work finding out from the youth and young adult population what is going on in their lives that will be in alignment with that theme. And from there, this wonderful group of young people meet, they brainstorm, they begin to identify topics that need to be discussed, and then they make recommendations of who they would like to present and engage the young people. That's the number one rule, if you will, of the youth division, that every workshop must be engaging. It cannot be lecture. It really cannot be something where they're always sitting down. So what I do is I provide that guidance, that leadership, that oversight, that experience, and that counsel, you may say wisdom, because I've done this for many years. I was a teenager and we were doing things as teenagers that these young people are doing now. So I primarily give them guidance, counsel. Yes, sometimes it gets a little rough because I am a pretty strict supervisor.
That's right. That's right.
but we have to understand that our young people, they're not just young people, they're young gods. So we treat them as young gods, and we know God does everything right and exact, and we try to help them to go to their highest potential. Of course, I don't want to leave out my brother and my co-coordinator, which is brother, you know him as CJ, but brother Clifton Muhammad. He is the production manager. And so what we do, with the permission of Brother Grandmaster Abdul Aziz and Sister Aziza, we follow their guidance. We do production, promotion, workshop development, but most of it is geared toward addressing the youth's needs. But our responsibility is to the entire conference, because there is no youth division without the entire International Training Conference. So we promote the entire conference, we serve and we work with the entire conference. Our team volunteers throughout the conference in all the different areas. And then I'm blessed to be able to be there to work with the young people before, during, and after the conference. And it is indeed a pleasure.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Dave, I don't know if you caught it, but I looked at Sister Medina's face when she said she's tough. Sister Medina was like, yeah, she's tough.
So for the record, Brother DJ Rockwell, Sister Medina is in fact my daughter. So of course she would probably say that. So she's had a lot of years to endure. And
praise be to Allah. Sister, we thank you for matter of fact, how many years has it been now that you've served in this capacity?
Well, we started when the youth division first started. It was just me calling it the youth division and doing youth things. I was.
And how long ago was that?
It's been at least, I think, about maybe 9 years.
Wow. Okay.
And we have grown and evolved, and Brother Grandmaster has given us a lot of leeway and support and advocacy and pretty much everything that we have needed. And the youth division actually is it encompasses youth from all across the country. So some people think it's just to Chicago youth, but we have youth who are part of the committee. That was one of the things that when COVID happened, we really blossomed in that area because we went virtual. And as a virtual team, we were able to recruit other team members, and we've just kept them. And they do everything that is necessary virtually in preparation with the planning. And then we all converge on the city of Chicago or wherever the conference is being hosted, and they represent well.
Wonderful, wonderful. I tell you what, if you don't have your ticket, we can tell you where to go get it. They will put up that screen. You can go right to the vskjujitsu.com website to register. Hopefully there's still tickets left because it's only a few days away for the conference. But you can go to the website on your screen. There is a live link on the description of this show where you can also click the link to get that information and learn more about it. Before we go to our first break, I want to talk to Brother Khalik and Sister Medina before we go to the first break. And again, coming up later is our sister Akila Nahanda. Don't go away. And coming up later, Big Dave C rhymes the headline, so don't go away. But I want to ask Sister Medina and Brother Khalik, you said something earlier about engaging, because I understand what may engage us at this generation may not engage them. So I would like to ask them both, what has been working? What engages that demographic, 13 and 25? What do they find interesting that attracts them to this conference every year? I'll start with Sister Medina.
Yes, sir. I would say that for my generation of people, the young people, what really begins to engage them first and foremost is you being real and you being honest with whatever you're doing. Doesn't matter if you're speaking on a panel, if you're doing a workshop, if you're playing a song, whatever it is, you have to make sure that you're being real and being honest, because the young people can see when you're not really feeling what you're talking about. And I think coming with the proper spirit whenever you're doing any workshop would enliven the people that you're speaking to, specifically to the youth. Relatability. You know, we are in the age of social media, and a lot of us are active on social media. And I think sometimes, most times, when it comes to different workshops and things, we enjoy, nice information and, being talked at times. But the most engaging part of the workshop is when you say, okay, we're going to stop here and start playing this game to see what you've learned. We're going to stop here and you can post a video on social media to promote this thing. If you stop here, and we've done a great job in the past of making sure that we have knowledge-based activities worked into our workshops so that we make sure that the people are actually retaining the information that we're giving them. So I think just coming real with the right spirit, proper spirit, and ready to, engage with the youth makes them want to engage back with you. But definitely social media can help, and, games and stuff like that.
Excellent answer. Brother Khalik, what do you think?
Yes, sir. First and foremost, I believe that invoking the spirit of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is something that definitely helps, because Minister Farrakhan is not one, who sugarcoats things. Like Sister Medina said, he keeps it real. He keeps it real with the youth. He keeps it real and encourages us to be who we know that we are. Like the title of your show, we're not waiting on something. We're not waiting on tomorrow. We're, walking in our power of being youth and knowing that we are the Joshua generation. Generation to bring in this new world, so we know those things. And so what we do with the youth division and the entire conference is just make sure that we invoke that spirit in our youth and be real with them, like Sister Medina said. So it's no games being played at all. We 100% real.
You heard it live from Brother Khalik in the building. We are talking to the I.T.C Youth Division. This is DJ Rockwell. You are tuned into the Rockwell Radio Show. We're up against our first break. Don't go away. Coming up next or late in the show, Sister Keelan Honda and Big Dave C does the news. Coming up in just a minute. Be right back.
What up with it, man? You already know what time it is. It's me, Young Kind of Don. I'm up in this thing.
This is Aziz, the kid Kareem, the life giving them seed.
Peace, everyone. This is Brother Anthony K. Muhammad, also known as A-Tone, the hip-hop historian.
Peace, family. What's going on? It's Brother Jabril, Brother Mustafa, Lordship Productions in the building.
I am your sister, Arian Nicole. Peace, peace, peace. It's your sister, Sue Axel. You're watching the Rockwell Radio Show.
You are now tuned in live to the Rockwell Radio Show.
Right now, you're listening to Rockwell Radio Show.
Rockwell Radio. If you ain't listening, man, you wasting time. You on all these other stations, you need to tap in. Rockwell Radio.
You know what it is. Watch them, watch them, watch them.
I'm here with Brother Rockwell, the Rockwell Radio Show.
You ain't in the game, you in the stand. Stop playing, man. Let's go.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. This is DJ Rockwell, the nation's #1 DJ and host of the Rockwell Radio Show. Glad you are tuned in. You are rocking live with the I.T.C Youth Division, or with us in the building. Coming up later in the show, don't go away. Sister Akila Nahanda is with us. She's going to be with us in just a few more minutes, talking about her latest mixtape and her involvement in the I.T.C Youth Division. She's got a show coming up in Chicago, and she's going to tell us all about it. But right now, we're going to throw over to my producer, my brother, my man, who's in the newsroom about to go live. Big Dave C does the headlines. Watch this.
This is Big Dave C with your Final Call News headlines on the Rockwell Radio Show. Be aware of what's going on in your city, your town, your state, your world. Here we go. Legends in our time, Miss Tina Turner and Mr. Jim Brown leave legacies that shine. Much more than a stellar athlete, Mr. Jim Brown stood with the people in the streets. A model for joining the fight of social initiatives, civil and human rights. He made marks on and off the field, dedicating his life to a cause that's real. A trailblazer with a life of resilience, Miss Tina turned difficulty into brilliance. She was born to a sharecropping family and cultivated her tremendous gifts for humanity. Her stage presence transcended music and shaped her life story for the whole world to use it. We salute Miss Turner and Mr. Jim Brown, two of our brightest stars that shall never come down.
I face reality. I look at things like how it really is. What is the truth? You know, what is not the truth is, what is the truth is that there are a lot of us that are great with a little help. We are better singers, are better dancers than people in the white race.
In Europe, the Nation of Islam celebrated 90 years of Minister Farrakhan. The government banned him, but it was too late. The message still reached the people through cassette tapes. Don't forget the depopulation briefs. The wicked steal life like the common thief. Heart attacks, miscarriages, myocarditis. Understand that your mind is where the fight is. Use these like daily bread. The Teachings 2.0, you'll not be misled. The minister answered over 5,000 questions, and for everyone, these books contain a lesson. Brothers and sisters, that's the news. Equip yourself with all the right tools. Read these stories and more. Truth is vital to all. Go online and subscribe to your Final Call.
Big Dave C does the news. Ladies and gentlemen, you can only get that right here on the Rockwell Radio Show. If you enjoy Big Dave C doing the news, please give us your feedback please reach out to us. Matter of fact, let us know what news coverage you think Dave should cover. Dave, go ahead and put up the email. We got that up there on the banner. We got a banner with the email address. Is it up there? No, it's not there. But anyway, you can reach out to us at the Rockwell Radio Show at gmail.com. The Rockwell Radio Show at gmail.com. Let us know what news coverage in the final call you think Big Dave should rhyme about. Reach out to us. We want to hear from you. So let us know. Give us some feedback. So moving on, let's get back to it now. And again, later in the show, just in a few more minutes, we got Akila and the Honda live in the building with us to talk about the I.T.C 2023 and her performance coming up in Chicago. But first, I want to go back to my brother, Khalik. And I want to have the same question for all three of you before we move on. I think the workshop that Brother Khalik is the co-moderator of, and I want to say that title again, Respect the Intellect, the Evolution of a Revolutionary Artist. First, I want to ask Brother Khalik, tell me that title name. Whose idea was it? Where did it come from?
Man, I gotta give all of the credit to our wonderful, wonderful sister Lisa, as well as the other members of the core team. Man, they do such a wonderful job at just facilitating and making sure that the titles and everything that's put together fit the youth so perfectly. So all of that credit goes to them.
Praise be to Allah. Sister Medina, let me ask you this question about music. I'm seeing increasingly that music, and particularly hip hop, is becoming a more and more staple, an integral part of the conference. Is that intentional? Do the youth want to see more music incorporated into the conference? What would you say why the music is becoming more prominent?
Well, Brother DJ Rockwell, I would say that you just kind of meet people where they are. Like, we know that we love music. Like, I love music. I love music a lot. And like, I would go anywhere where they're talking about music, especially because that's something that I enjoy. Another thing that gets youth to engage is the relatability of things. And you know that whether you like R&B, hip hop, pop, or country, you like music. So if we get our own nation's artists to come and talk to us about conscious music, about making a change and making a difference, but doing it in a way that Allah gifts them to do it, I think that just really works for our conference. And it's not the first time that we've delved into the arts. Last year we had a spoken word. We had a spoken word workshop where we had the youth write different lines and poems. And this year we just said, you know what, let's bring on Sister Akila Nahanda, one of our nation giants, to talk to us about that process of being a Muslim, putting out a message and pushing the faith in that way and standing her ground, but still being successful and still following her dream and her goal, which is to propagate the faith with her gift. So I think that's why we all listen to music, and I think music is it's always been, for our people in general, a unifying force. So.
Excellent. Yes. Excellent. Sister Lisa, from your perspective, as we see now hip hop, and as you said, other forms of entertainment becoming a more integral part of the conference, what do you see it being? Why do you think it's an attraction force for young people?
Great question. Well, I wanted to say something about Medina mentioned, I think she said a unifying force, and that is absolutely accurate. One of the things that I would like to emphasize is that I don't see the arts or music as extra or something that we do on the side. Even in our educational paradigm, our educational institutions, we're reminded that the arts is actually part of a comprehensive set of learning or learning tools that we use or should utilize with our children. And I think a lot of times people look at entertainment, music, just like maybe like a sport, and it's actually not that. I also know that it is a universal language. It is something that all people can if you will, buy into. And I think that's one of the things that Brother Grandmaster Abdullah Aziz and his wife, Sister Aziza, have been very exceptionally good at making the conference a unifying force, having content in the conference that is for everyone. Now, one of the challenges has been because he is a master of the martial arts, when people hear of something that he is sponsoring, they automatically think it's just about the actual physical self-defense aspect. But in truth, there are a number of artists that are part or actively engaged with the martial arts training. Some of his top students are performing artists. Some of his top students are instructors within the school. So I think that it's important for us to recognize that not only does it unify our community and it draws in young people, it's part of what we do. It's part of who we are, and we have to accept it as part of the thread that sews us and keeps us together, and not a part of something extra that you have if you want to have it. I think you have to have the arts. Like Medina said, last year we had an artist group that came in, but the year prior we had our beloved sister out of California, Sister Amina Lay, and she did a beautiful art program where she talked about the connection between the Asian hip hop artist and the Black hip hop artist. This was right in the midst of a lot of the controversy that was going on between the Asian communities and our Black community. And
Yes,
she's
ma'am.
an Asian registered member of the Nation of Islam, so it made it even more substantive. And she taught a lot of us a lot that we did not know, even about the culture of the Asian community as it relates to hip hop. So I believe it's there. It's always been there. We're just now paying closer attention to it because we've been blessed to have a division such as the youth division, by the grace of Allah and through Brother Grandmaster, allowing the young people to have decision-making power at the planning table. That's what
Love it.
makes it so special. It's there because they want it. We can advocate for them to make sure that it is there in the right shape, form, and fashion, and that it is just as beneficial to those who attend the conference as everything else is.
And Sister Medina, did you want to add something to that?
Yes, sir. I want to add something specifically to hip hop because I want to point out, I might not know all the groups, but I know that hip hop in the past and in the present has been a key way that we propagate our faith into the broader community. Especially our generation now, we're like rediscovering artists that were popular in like the 90s and the early 2000s that were rap artists that might have been a part of 5% Nation. You know, we listen to Jay Electronica, listen to Jay-Z, Nas, different artists that are, saying things about the Nation of Islam, mentioning the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So I think hip hop, the basis of hip hop has a lot of words and background that come from our teachings in the Nation of Islam. So I think that it's only right. We have a lot of artists that are in the nation, and most of them are rappers. Like we have some singers, but most of them are rappers, and they're doing the same thing, continue on
Come
that
on.
same legacy of pushing hip hop, but in the form of conscious hip hop, in the form of pushing Islam and promoting unity and righteousness within their rap. So I think that it's only right. We have our Jay Electronica, we have our Jay-Z, we also have our Akira and the Hondas and Elams and Golden Childs and all those people that have really been propagating the faith and changing the narrative and trying to shift the paradigms. So that's another reason why we
Brother
Beautiful.
Rockwell, brother Rockwell, I did want
Beautiful.
to mention.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Go right ahead.
I wanted to mention. Sorry to cut you off, but I wanted to make sure that I mentioned that on that Saturday, traditionally every training conference on the evening of Saturday, there is an awards banquet, an awards ceremony of sort, and it's attached to something, either something classical, spoken word. Last year we had a whole Grammy type of event, but this year we have an award show that actually has a remarkable lineup of hip hop artists. Now, please, anybody that's listening, if I said it wrong, if they're different genres, I see them all as hip hop artists. So Medina, you all can correct me if I'm saying it wrong. So, so you have Heka Bameka, you have KO, you have Ashe Quran, you have I think it's Strafe, I think that's the right one, and then you have Sister Akila Nahanda, and you have, who am I missing, Medina?
Flood.
and we have flood. So you have an entire awards event, an award show on that Saturday that is a part of our international training conference. It's going to be phenomenal. Anybody that does not take the time to come to the training conference and benefit from all of that, they're really going to miss out. So this is a perfect show for us to promote the conference. It's intellectual value.
Come on now.
It's also going to be a family time. Again, we have to give our gratitude and our thanks to Allah, His Christ, the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan, directly to Brother Grandmaster Abdulaziz Muhammad, because if it were not for his vision of having a family affair at the International Training Conference, we may not have any of this. So I just wanted to take a good time to mention.
And sister, I'm sorry, go ahead and finish that last thing.
No, that was it. I said I just wanted to make sure that we mention that, because people may be chiming in and they may be calling in and they may want to know. Absolutely, yes, we will have that aspect at the conference.
Big Dave, let's show them where they can register and get tickets one more time. You can go to the website on your screen. That's the VSKJujitsu.com, the VSKJujitsu.com to register, get information. They may still have hotels, that may not. Brother GM was adamant saying you better register now because hotels were selling out fast. That is the website you can go to. Now, I want to ask one more question before we go to our last break. And last but not least, coming up is Akila Nahanda. Don't go away, but I got one more question, and I want to direct this one at Brother Khalid. And this deals with the theme that we're talking about tonight, that tomorrow's leaders aren't waiting for tomorrow. You guys are stepping up now. And again, I want to say to my elders, we're going to open up the phone lines. I want y'all to call, and we're going to show them some love, love, love. Brother Khalid.
Yes, sir.
How did you know you were ready to step up to take the baton?
Man, that's an amazing question. I was ready, or I knew that I was ready, really because, like I mentioned earlier, Minister Farrakhan doesn't shy away from letting us know that we're ready. But those in our nation, like Sister Lisa, and people in other, areas in the nation or whatever, they give us that opportunity to lead. And so they know that, hey, Brother Khalik is ready, Sister Medina is ready, all of the other youth are ready. So they let us know, like, hey, you can do this. And so when I joined the youth division, Sister Lisa didn't shy from allowing me to lead in certain aspects. She doesn't shy from allowing anyone that she knows is ready to lead in all of those aspects. And that is all of our youth. We all have something in us to cultivate that. And so we're talking about, 50 years, you mentioned earlier, of hip hop. And we know that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is a major influence in hip hop. And what are our youth, influenced by? Hip hop. And so we use all of those things that were influenced by, the arts, whether we want to, be speakers, whether we want to be artistic people. We have people that are in production. All of those things we use to make what we do at the International Training Conference amazing, at the youth division amazing. So it wasn't, it's no question knowing that, I'm ready to do something that I've been, geared my whole entire life to do.
Come on. Brothers and sisters, wow. If you are watching this right now and you are a part of the youth division, or if you are just somebody who's under 30 and you're ready to lead, I want everybody to put in the chat, I'm ready. I want you to put, if you're ready to lead, just put those two words in the chat. I want to hear from you. Say, I'm ready. Let's go to break, Dave. When we come back, we got Akila and Honda. Don't go away. Assalamu alaikum. This is Brother Vaughn Muhammad of the Rockwell Radio Show. For years, I've been hearing the same thing from a lot of people. Brother Vaughn and DJ Rockwell are completely two different people. So I came up with a way to separate the both of us, and perhaps we can get along better if we try it this way. Introducing DJ Rockwell. What we're going to try to do is do this together and not get on one another's nerves. every Saturday at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Check out your brother, Vaughn Muhammad, and this guy, DJ Rockwell.
Assalamu alaikum. This is your brother, Nuri Muhammad. And whenever I'm searching for a source or a platform that I can get some news that I can use, I look forward to and look at, watch and listen to the Rockwell Radio Show. And I hope you would do the same. Tap in with Brother Vaughn, DJ Rockwell, and this great platform if you want to be inspired, enlightened, informed, uplifted, and properly prepared to perform in the world we live in. Rock with the Rockwell Radio Show. Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. And this is the time that some of y'all been waiting for. This is the time that some of y'all been sticking around for. Before we bring our sister on, we want to tell everybody, Dave, one more time, the 3 steps of the Rockwell Radio Show. And I hear they saying they ready. We're looking them down the chat. They're saying they ready. Hit that like and share button. Tag somebody. And if you're watching on YouTube tonight, go ahead and subscribe to the Rockwell Radio Show. Dave, are we ready?
I think we're ready, baby.
Are y'all ready? I want to bring back a sister who's been on this show any number of times. She is probably, I think it's safe to say today, one of the most popular artists in NOI hip hop. Somebody might beat me up about that tomorrow.
You can say it.
But I'll stand on that. I'll stand on that. She hails from Houston, Texas. Has a brand new website. We'll talk about that in a minute. Has a brand new mixtape. She's on tour tearing up the country and might be coming to a city near you. Just last night, she was on the People's Podcast, Brother Josh, dropping the knowledge. And now she's here with us on the Rockwell Radio Show. We'll be performing in Chicago for the International Training Conference. Please welcome back to the Rockwell Radio Show, my sister and yours, Akila Nahanda.
Peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, sister. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me back. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Sister Lisa, Sister Medina, Brother Khalid.
Salam, Sister Akila.
Oh, we really could do a whole show with Akila. We all know that already. Social media influencer, new project out, on the road, but what's relevant to this particular conversation is your appearance in Chicago. Tell us about it.
Yes, sir. So I am on tour. I am a part of a collective, and it's an artist development label called Peace Industry Music Group, founded by Mr. John Boyd. And so I am officially on tour, and we just did a show in Detroit, Michigan, but now, hey, we're headed to Chicago.
Oh, no.
Yes, that's right. And so on Sunday, July 30th, I will be performing my concert at the Gallery Guichard, and we're gonna have a good time. It's at 8:00 on July 30th, but I'll also be, that whole weekend is going to be jam-packed, right? Because we have the security training conference.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be really, I'm really excited about being on the panel with the youth division, and also performing with my fellow brothers and sisters in the nation on Saturday night. So we got a lot going on in Chicago.
So let me ask you this. Firstly, how are the people responding to your presence in their city? How are they responding to your material? How are they interacting with this new upright, righteous content that you bring to the world?
Listen, Detroit showed out. Detroit rolled out the red carpet, okay? I know the minister say he don't like red carpet, so we're gonna say they rolled out the white carpet, okay?
Come on now.
And so they made sure that I was taken care of. They showed up to my performance and to my show with another sister. She's also in the collective. Her name is Nova. That's her stage name. And, she was also performing. And so Detroit, was really, really good to me. And the response is always beautiful. One of my favorite things from the show, and I'm hoping to see it again in Chicago, is when I was performing my song, We Don't Think the Same, and when I was performing my song, We Out Here. These are songs that people actually know the words to. So to see people in the audience actually singing the words to my songs was like, wow, this is something else. It reminded me of when Kendrick Lamar was saying how he was just so blown away when the songs that he used to write in his mother's kitchen were being, sung back to him in crowds. And he was like, I would have never, expected for people to really take to the music the way that they did. So I had a really good reception in Detroit, and I'm praying that the reception in Chicago is also awesome.
Now you have a new website. Matter of fact, Big Dave, let's put up on the screen where they can go learn all about her new project.
Put it on the screen.
You can go to AkilasWorld.com and get her brand new mixtape. Matter of fact, Dave, we got a graphic for that as well. We want to put that graphic up on the screen, Big Dave.
Ready.
And it's called Almost Threw It Away. You did a FB Live a few days ago, and what you talked about is the origin of this mixtape and the fact that some of these records have been sitting in your vault and weren't ever going to be shared with the world. Tell us about why you made the choice to share these songs with the world.
Well, when I do my music, I've been doing music for years, right? I've started really in high school, but I put out a song. I put out a song in 2007 about Savior's Day. And then when I was in college, I put out a song called Best in the World. And that was around probably 2011, 2012. And then after that, once I moved back to Houston after I graduated, I started just creating music. And so 2015 is when I put out my project Paradigm. But from 2015 up until now, I have been in the studio just recording different songs. In some of them, I never really fully, it's almost like when you do some songs, sometimes you think, well, this feels like it's missing something. And so what you do is you say, oh, I'm going to get back to it. And then you don't get back to it. And you know what I mean? And so there was a lot of songs like that. And recently, when I say recently, I mean like maybe a month ago. Recently, there's a sister in Houston. She's an artist. She goes by the name of Cliche. She was selling her mixtape. And I was thinking to myself, like, why am I not selling any music? Like, why am I not making any money from all the music that I've been doing for years, And people assume that because I have a good following on social media that I'm actually making money from it, but not really. And so I said, I need to start doing whatever he's doing. You know what I mean? And so I literally went into my Gmail account and I said, I'm about to just see all the songs that I could just possibly put on a mixtape, And when I did that, I saw I had literally really over 40 songs. If I included all of the freestyles that I've been doing about hot topics over the, the couple years. And then the songs that I've been doing in the studio that were actually full songs, I had probably about 20 of the full songs, 20 of the, if not more, of the hot topic freestyles that are like 1 minute and some change each. And so I was just blown away. And so I had to call it Almost Threw It Away because a lot of those songs I wouldn't have even put out if I hadn't, saw the other artists like pushing her stuff. And so I think that's something else too. Like other artists can inspire other artists, because
bingo.
How they are rallying around their music and how they cherish the things that they do and they are putting it out to the people. I said, well, even if I feel like, and the point is, when I went back to listen to the songs, I'm like, these are actually good enough to put
Good
out.
records, right.
So it's not like they were bad. It's just that when you're in a mode as an artist, there's like these little nitpicking things that you hear, and you're like, well, it's not good enough to put out to the public. It's not good enough to do this. It's not good enough to do that. Or, oh, I don't have the money to make a music video to it, so I'm gonna just let it sit there for a while. But then you end up letting the music sit for years. So yeah, almost threw it away. And that's why it's called that, because all these songs, some of them you have heard, but most of them are songs that were just literally sitting in the vault.
Come on now. Dave, let's put up that website one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Akilah Nahanda. You can go to her website, akilasworld.com, learn more about her. She's out here. Don't be surprised. I'm telling y'all. Let's get ready to wrap up, because what we're going to do as we close, we're going to open up these phone lines. I want the people to hear from you, and I want you to hear from the people. But first, let's close by going over the theme of this year's conference, which is safety, SAFETY. I want you all to take 2 letters of that acronym, explain it, and tell people why they should be there. Do it in about maybe 30 seconds. I want to start with Sister Lisa to give us SA and tell people why they should come to the conference. You got 30 seconds.
Well, it's very simple. You have safety, security, and awareness. You won't be able to be either of those if you don't come to the training conference, meaning you may think that you are aware, you may think that you are secure, but coming and actually getting taught and trained in the best way by the best that exists in this hemisphere, on this hemisphere, you come to the International Training Conference and you'll get that. And the other thing is, it doesn't matter how young you are, because we have something for everybody, from lap babies all the way up to seniors. So come to the International Training Conference and you will become more aware, more safe, and more secure.
Sister Medina,
Yes,
FE, 30 seconds.
FE, focus and empowerment. I mean, Lisa pretty much said it, but it's the same kind of concept, especially when you come to the youth division. But at the overall conference, we're focusing on focus and how we can better prepare ourselves to keep our eyes out and our ears open for every threat that comes. We see every threat at arrival, but we also want to come in between a threat before it happens. So that's for focus, but also empowerment. We're empowering youth, we're empowering adults, we're empowering women, we're empowering men, we're empowering children. So when you're empowered, you have the motivation and inspiration to want to protect yourself, to want to be secure, and to want to, continue on in this life, having those qualities. So that's what you'll gain from the International Training Conference: security, focus, empowerment. And some of us are really in that time. We need somebody or something to empower us. And Grandmaster Abdul Aziz and his wife made a beautiful conference for us to get that.
And last but not least, TY. Brother Khalik, it's on you.
Yes, sir. Training and your survival. Man, how can we, be able to intercept those threats without training? How can we be prepared mentally and spiritually, understanding who we are as gods and representing ourselves properly in our communities without training? And in order to train, and with training comes our survival. We need to be able to survive in this climate today. So it's very important that we train so that we can survive.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to the I.T.C Youth Division right here on the Rockwell Radio Show tonight. And now is that golden time. And I want to hear from everybody. If you got a phone available, I want you to call in right now. And I want you to show these young people some love and encouragement, man. They could be doing anything on a weekend. These young people in their 20s or younger, but they're choosing to serve, to dedicate themselves to this cause. I think we should reinforce that. Call in right now, 404-919-7399. Ask them a question. Give them some prayer. Give them a thank you. Give them their flowers for helping our big brother GM, for helping the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Dave, let's go to the website one more time where they can register, by the way. Go to the VSKJujitsu.com to register. So we'll hold this phone line up for just a few more moments, but we want to hear from somebody to show these young people some support. Call the number on your screen right now, 404-919-7399. And we got a caller right now. Let's go to this phone call. Peace, you're live on the Rockwell Radio Show with DJ Rockwell. Who's calling?
Hey, it's Apocalypse.
My man, Apocalypse in the building.
Hey, look, hey, this brother Michael A. Muhammad. I'm in Chicago, by way of DC. Look, I'm overwhelmed, right? Because I'm looking at young Khalik. I remember when Khalik was born. That's a beautiful thing to see this man up here representing like that. But you know, I always say, and Sister Medina, oh my God, of course, Sister Lisa. But listen, let me just say this. We like to say, people like to say our children are the future. But we see today, and I've always said future, but they here now though.
Say that.
Is that why we neglecting them? Hold up. So this right here represents the children are not the future. They are the present.
Say it.
To the future. You know what I'm saying? And this is a powerful representation of that right there. And Sister Keila, I remember when you was at Howard in D.C. and you spoke all of this into existence way back then. I'm gone. I'm so late.
Thank you so much.
Live, sir. That's Brother Michael A. out of Chicago. The next call, we got a time for maybe 2 or 3 more calls. We can try to get them in. We want some people to call in and give love to this staff, the I.T.C. Youth Division, to our sister Akila Nahanda. Have you heard her mixtape? Call in and tell her what you thought about it. We got a few more seconds before we close the line, but we want to hear from at least maybe 1 or 2 more people before we close. We thank you all so much. So much. I would like to give, before the phone rings again, I want to give the closing word to Sister Medina and Brother Khalik on why people should be making their way to the 28th annual conference.
What else are you doing?
Hello.
There's nothing better to be doing on the weekend of the 28th to the 30th than coming out to Chicago and learning about how to be safe and how to secure yourself. The times are way too serious to be playing around. So just put the $167 down, put the $87 for the youth down, and come on. If that's what you need to do to make sure that you survive this dark hour, then that's what you need to do. And that is exactly what you need to do. Like my mom said, there are divine orders from the Honorable Mr. Farrakhan to have this conference. I'm gonna just say it's a divine order to come to the conference.
Come on now, let's take this call real quick. Let's take this call. Salam, you're live on the Rockwell Radio Show. Who's calling?
My name is Brother Amin Muhammad from Washington, D.C.
D.C. in the building. What you want to say, Brother Yamin?
Yeah, my son is Abdul Khalik Muhammad. And I just wanted to break down this word here, safety. Savior, Allah, Farad, eternal leader, eternal trainer of the youth.
Love it. Let me get that a round of applause, man. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for your call, big brother. All right. Brother Khalik, it's on you. Close the word, my brother.
Yes, sir. Man, what else are you doing? What else are you doing? You know, and I've shared this sentiment before. You know, it's a security training. It's a training overall. You know, you may not know how to fight, so come learn how to fight. You know, you need some spiritual enrichment. Come get that. You know, it's nothing more fun that's going to be happening than you enjoying your time with fellow people that are trying to learn how to train themselves to be prepared in this world. Man, so the 28th weekend, the 28th through the 29th, it's through the 30th. I'm sorry. It's an amazing weekend to be there. Only place to be in Chicago, only place to be in the world is the International Training Conference that weekend. So, man, please, come on.
Come on with it now. That's Brother Khalik. Let's take one more phone call. Let's go. You are live on the Rockwell Radio Show. Who's calling?
Yes, this is Dr. Ihsan Muhammad Brother Khalid. So the sister just wanted to share a word and just say I appreciate everyone on this panel. Very fond of Sister Lisa. She and I had the opportunity to work together in the past. So praise be to Allah. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing to see the youth stepping out and stepping forward and just showing how much of God they have to help bring in this new world order and a paradigm shift.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you so much for calling, dear sister.
Saw that big smile.
Let's take one more call. No doubt, right? Let's take this call right here. Peace, you're live on the Rockwell Radio Show. Who's calling?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Praise be to Allah. Let me first say, Brother Rockwell, thank you so much. I've been watching in the background. You all look beautiful. Thank you to our proud participants, Sister Medina and Brother Khalid. Of course, Sister Lisa, coordinator of the Youth Division with the International Training Conference. And I cannot forget our dear sister, Sister Akila. Man, this is going to be a powerful conference this year. And with the, I wanted to mention about the workshop, the respecting the intellect. You know, I called on your show last year. I don't know if you remember.
I do.
Brother Rockwell, we talked about how sometimes a lot of people disrespect our lyrics, you know, because they don't understand that we're not conforming to this world. And I tip my hat to Sister Akila because not only is she an artist, but she's a soldier. And for her to come to the training conference and be a part of our program and help Grandmaster on this beautiful 28th anniversary of the training conference, man, that speaks volumes. So again, not only is she an artist, but she's a soldier. So, man, respect the intellect, respect the artist with the intellect. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you again to everyone. This is going to be a beautiful program. Get registered.
Come on. Absolute facts. That's my brother, DJ CJ, in the building. Come on, brother. So I think we said all that we need to say. You need to start figuring out how you're going to get your tickets, get registered, and get yourself to Chicago for this great event, the 28th annual I.T.C. in Chicago. God willing, we will see you there. Again, we thank all of you, Sister Lisa, Sister Medina, Brother Khalid, and of course, Sister Akila. Thank you. My platform is your platform. You're welcome anytime.
Thank you.
We'll see you all in Chicago. That's the show. Big Day.
Thank you.
You can't see that they're done, right?
Right.
We out of here, y'all. See y'all next week. Assalamu alaikum.
Now, if you got past all of that, you might as well keep on rocking with us. So come on, everybody, let's go. Radio show, y'all. The Rockwell Radio Show. The Rockwell Radio Show, y'all. The Rockwell Radio Show. The Rockwell Radio Show, y'all. The Rockwell Radio Show. The Rockwell Radio Show, y'all. The Rockwell Radio Show. Rockwell Radio Show. That means you too. Rockwell Radio Show. The Rockwell Radio Show. The Rockwell Radio Show. Subscribe. The Rockwell Radio Show, y'all. The Rockwell Radio Show. The Rockwell Radio Show. The Rockwell Radio Show. Come on now, y'all. Yeah. It was a dope episode, man. Come on, man. Top tripping.